Imagine waking up to a world that is suddenly, eerily silent. No buzzing in the garden, no fuzzy bodies hovering over the lavender. You might think, finally, a picnic without pests. But by the time you sit down for breakfast, you realize something is terribly wrong. Your coffee? Gone. That bowl of fresh berries? Empty. Even the cotton sheets on your bed are about to become a luxury of the past. If every bee on Earth vanished tomorrow, the clock wouldn't just stop. It would start ticking toward a global collapse. Most people think bees just make honey. But honey is just their side hustle. Their real job is keeping the planet alive. They are the invisible glue holding our entire food system together. Without them, we don't just lose a sweet treat, we lose the colors on our plates and the stability of our civilization. In the first few weeks, you wouldn't notice much of a change in the grocery store aisles, but behind scenes, a quiet panic would set in. Farmers would look at their vast orchards of almonds, apples, and cherries and see nothing but ghost trees. These plants rely almost entirely on bees to move pollen from one flower to another. Without that tiny, furry delivery service, the trees won't produce fruit. They are just standing wood, waiting to die out. By the end of the first year, the produce section of your supermarket would look like a wasteland. Say goodbye to onions, broccoli, carrots, and cucumbers. Prices for the few remaining items would skyrocket, turning a simple salad into a meal only the rich could afford. We would be left with wind-pollinated crops like wheat, rice, and corn. Imagine eating nothing but plain bread and boiled rice for every meal, forever. No flavor, no vitamins, no joy. The shelves would go bare, leaving us with a grim reality of hunger. But the ripple effect goes much deeper than your kitchen table. Think about the animals. Cows eat alfalfa and clover, plants that need bees. No bees means no feed. No feed means the dairy and meat industries crumble. The vibrant wildflowers that hold soil together would disappear, leading to massive erosion and dust storms. The birds that eat the seeds of bee-pollinated plants would starve, followed by the predators that eat those birds. It's a falling row of dominoes, and we are at the very end of the line. We often forget how interconnected our world is. We see a bee as an annoyance, but it is actually a vital bridge between the sun's energy and the food in our bellies. Some might say, we have technology, we'll just use robots. But imagine trying to build trillions of tiny machines to do what bees do for free. We'd need to manually pollinate every single blossom with tiny brushes, a task so monumental it would require every human on Earth to work in the fields all day, every day, just to keep us from starving. This isn't just about insects. It's about a silent partnership we've taken for granted for thousands of years. The bee is a tiny architect of our environment. If they go, the vibrant, humming world we know fades into a gray, hungry silence. We aren't just losing a bug, we are losing the pulse of the planet. The air would feel heavier. The fields would lose their fragrance. The fabric of our ecosystems would unravel thread by thread. Small creatures would vanish first, then larger ones, until the landscape is a shadow of its former glory. So, the next time you hear that gentle buzz in your garden, don't swat it away. That tiny sound is actually the heartbeat of our survival, keeping the world blooming. The question isn't just what happens if they disappear tomorrow, but whether we are smart enough to make sure they never do. Because once the last bee stops buzzing, the countdown for us truly begins. We have the power to plant the flowers, stop the chemicals, and keep the hum alive. Our future is literally riding on their wings. It is a fragile balance, a dance of nature that we cannot afford to stop. Every single blossom depends on them, and in turn, we depend on every single blossom. Protect the buzz, or prepare for the silence. Our world deserves it. World